And because of the cost of taxis, she'd stopped going to church. She hadn't actually been, I don't think, for 12 months. And we talked about using community transport to get there. And the first journey unfortunately fell for her in exceedingly bad weather. But the bus picked her up as planned. When they got her to church, unfortunately they hadn't cleared access into the building. And the driver actually said to her, I'd be very wary of attempting that ramp in your wheelchair, because the last thing you need to do is to have an accident. And she said, well, what do you think I should do? We said, well, I wouldn't attempt it. If I were you, I'd leave it. And of course she's then thinking, well, what have I got to do? I've got to sit here for 2 hours while you come back for me. And he said, no, we'll just take you back home. You know, and that reassurance for her, had it been a taxi, we would have probably just dropped her off outside and gone. You know, she'd have had to go in, or she'd have had to wait into the cold until she could call the taxi back. So, and she's gone on to use that on a regular basis. I think she uses it fortnightly to go to church. And my experience, because as part of my role I will travel on the bus with people, the drivers, you do get differences like you do in all people, but I think it's the things like, I remember doing a journey with a lady and she sort of said to the driver, I want to get out more, I want to do things. And the driver actually said, well, why don't you do this? We can take you there. And it's giving people ideas of what they can use the bus for. Because the other thing that I do tend to find is that people will be referred to the transport for a reason. And that might be to go to a supermarket, it might be to attend a social prescribing project. What they don't then realise is what else they can use it for. And they become quite restricted until you tell them, well, did you not know you can book it yourself and you can go there?